I done been in different spots. Wendy, Elmira. I went to Wyoming for like 2 weeks. That was it. But Lakeview, the drill cribs, Mariah Cupcake, all and anybody up north will let you know right now. You bump into anybody from New York who come on this podcast, they putting hands on you.
Ain't got a moment. When they see you down, just know they love it. Hey everybody, welcome to the Bounce Back Podcast. I'm your host, Bobby Lucas, aka B Luke. I got a special guest with me in the building today. Why don't you tell the people your name, where you're from, and a little bit about yourself?
Yo, how y'all doing, man? It's Eezy, you heard? Eezy Rilla at that, more or less. I'm from Harlem, pretty much all over New York. That's me. You know what I mean, more or less. And, you know, I'm one of those, like, you know, I'm spontaneous. I kind of, like, move around and, you know, get acquainted in a positive manner, though, you know? Because at the end of the day, like, I just look at it now, everything is a goal as far as, like, you know, everything goes up.
So talk a little bit about Harlem, man. What was Harlem like growing up, man?
I always tell people, like, you know, it's different boroughs. You got Brooklyn, Yonkers, Queens, the Bronx, all of that. You feel me? So it's like, more or less, Harlem, they'll call it, back in the 80s, they'll call it the most flamboyant. You know what I mean? In a good manner, though. You know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, like, I say Harlem is like one of the most rottenest part of the apple. That's where the worm come out. I say a lot of people from Harlem, like Harlem come from like, what they try to say, like everything, all the background from Harlem is like Renaissance. So you're gonna have like old school jazz people, all types of things. And then you go to Brooklyn, that's straight Caribbean. You're gonna run into mad Jamaicans, everything. Not saying I'm not Caribbean, because I'm Caribbean as well, you feel me? So, you know, it's like,
Did you have a lot of that Caribbean culture in the household?
Yes, that's a part of New York. That's a part of like, things like that. I say that's a part of like, if you from the trifecta, you have to be a part of the ocean. I'm telling you, there's no way. And even if you ain't a part of the ocean, you're gonna end up coming in the water. This is a fact, because I was a given fact. Like, I known everybody from Guyanese, Haitian, Trinidadian, everything. Like, you name it is there. Jamaicans, I name it, Puerto Rican, Dominican, everything is mixed. You might run up to somebody, you know, who's Chinese, or they pull up to you stuck because now they speaking your language. Like, yo, what's good, what's good? We about to get a bottle of casa or something? And you like, wait, what? You stuck right now. You just like, oh, nah, they ain't just say that. Then you go to Jamaica, you see somebody, your complexion, straight patois out the mouth. You like, what? A dude who looks straight like you. That's why I say, it's not, you know, it's the trifecta. It's all types. It's all colors. It's all flavors. You know what I mean?
Did you grow up speaking a different language other than English in the household?
I kind of like, my mom, she's originally from St. Kitts. Okay. You feel me? But she grew up in St. Croix in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So, you know, with that in St. Kitts, that's like a British island. That was ruled from the British type, you know? So, like, you know, they kind of took after St. Croix, like, we from St. Croix, because, you know, they went to high school, everything out there. They had their kids and everything out there. So it's like, we from here. I'd say, like, those areas was more like poverty type, you know? So it was like, I wouldn't more put myself in those areas, but my mom, when she brought it in the house, it was conducted in a manner like, I'm gonna show you where I came from, and this is what we gotta do, so we don't have to do this, you know? And then, you know, it just I don't know, it's like a natural vibe. You wake up, you know what to do. Your mom tell you, yo, make sure you wash your face, brush your teeth, everything before you touch anything in the kitchen. Like, I grew up in one of those, like, the living room was plastic down. Nobody really sat up in the living rooms. Yeah. You feel me? Because, you know, the furniture set up, the vase. Nah, you're not going to mommy living room. You bugging. Only until I was like 21, I literally sat up and laid up in my mom's couch like I was bold. Right. Like, I'm like, yeah, we can't, you feel me? It's a different era. This era now, it's like.
It's completely different.
Different, completely different. You know, this generation, but I don't, you know, I can't really be the one to be like, yo, stereotype the generation, because it's just what was formed in due time. Like, look at the music, everything that's been going on. Like, music
is better or worse, it's just different. Like,
it's different, you know, it's different. And that's why I said it's just, you know, everything is evolving in its own way, you know?
Okay, now you kept talking about, you know, your mom said this, mom said that. Was your father around in the picture? What was that story?
I'm gonna be real, my pops, he wasn't around. I ain't really but he was like around as far as financially. Okay. Like, you know, moms, you know, had a little, you know, they had their little agreements how it go. Yo, we gonna send money this time, send money this time. And it was up until I was young, but then, you know, I always had an uncle, you know what I mean, who was like, he was like a father figure. So it's like, pretty much my pops not being there really didn't affect me. Because it was like, now I got my uncle because he did from when I'm born. Yeah. You know what I mean? My Uncle Freddie at that. You feel me? Okay. So then that's when you really like, you know, you look at it and be like, yo, did I not have a pops? Nah, I can't say that. Right. Cause this man he was full time with me. Like I learned how to deal with dogs and everything. Like he was like those underdog house vets, you know, just where he's taking care of wounded dogs or whatnot, mostly pits though.
Oh, that's funny.
You know what I mean? I learned how to give dogs shots.
As far as what did you get as far as values from him?
One thing I could tell you this, I always say in the world like now these days, my uncle, I could tell you one thing, you got to stand on business. That was him, man. He stood on business and like, you know, like he was a lucky Libra, you know, so whatever he had his mind on, you had to, that's the tunnel vision. You got to head straight there. That's what it is. That's nothing. But everything else you have to stand on, you know, and that's how you got to move in life, you know.
Absolutely. What kind of things were going on in the schools in New York?
I say that the public schools was more better at a given time because back in those days, like you get a feel of who's who and you know what I mean? You don't want to be really blocked off from what you're supposed to know, you know? Okay. But it was, you know, it was still kind of rough at times. You know, you got the hooligans from time to time coming out of the woodworks, want to make trouble. But at the end of the day, once I always tell people, I was a good kid. My mom did good. I did bad. You know what I mean? Anything as far as like my selfish acts, you know, and throughout life's courses and, you know, due time, even amongst women, like even when you have your own woman or whatever, and the case might be, like no man in on earth and on earth, we're gonna put it like that, is perfect when it comes to relationships with women. Right. So I just look at it as like the same thing as being a kid, being a child. Gotcha. You ain't gonna be the best child, you know?
You're also an artist, right? When did you start getting into the music and taking a liking to that?
And I'm glad you asked me that first question about like my mother and my uncle, because that actually has a lot to do with my music as well, you know? So it's like, it goes like this, like pretty much, I used to start making music from when I was like, I'm be honest, like 17, officially, like, you know, really getting in the studio, recording tracks after tracks and whatnot. I was always one of those dudes, like I was always the youngest one around. I used to have nothing but old heads around me, straight old heads, like everybody probably my age or better, you feel me? So it was like more, I was trying to, you know, when you 17, you trying to keep up with niggas who's 25 and 26. You trying to keep up with them, you know what I mean? And it was like, you know, I was at that point where like, yo, I'm making so much music, let me branch off and do my own thing and try to figure things out. Once I try to do that, that's when the bumpy road started coming. You feel me? And I was in a good position at a given time early in my days, but I was young with it. I was just doing it. I wasn't doing it as professional as it is now, you know? Gotcha. Now it's legit. Management, you know, all types of shit. Like shit that I'm like, oh, this how they do it on the movies? Right. This is what's up, you feel me? So I'm just like, yo, this right here, we gotta go with this one. But me, I love the music, and now I'm moving forward with it. I feel like, you know, I got my mojo back. I'm back comfortable with it. Like now it's like a walk in the park. You feel me? Before, when I came home from prison and all that, all my mans and them like, yo, boy, you ain't getting in the studio yet? You wildin'. I'm like, hold on, I gotta get to the bag right now, bro. You feel me? I'm working a 9 to 5, Amazon killing me. You feel me? Like they crunching me right now. So I'm just there like, I'm not used to this. I was just somewhere else where I got a yes sir, no ma'am, no, you feel me? I'm there because I didn't do time in Massachusetts. You feel me? I did time in New York State correctional facilities.
When did you come out here?
I came out here originally, I'm gonna be honest, I came out here with 2007 or 8. When I was 17. I came out here 2007, 2008. Okay. And that's when I met like a couple of my bros who I went to high school with. But due to the fact, you know, I had a little issues in school, whatever, kicked me out. I only banged in school for like 4 months in Massachusetts.
What happened to school in New York? Did you get kicked out there, or was it just
I ain't gonna lie. I moved. That's what it was. And you know what I mean? Like I said, I told you, I got one of those, you know, Caribbean mothers, like, you know, they keep, you know, my mom is a single mom, you know? So it's like I told you, my uncle, he passed. So once he died, it's like, you know, it was like a whole nother agenda of things my mom's had to throw on her, like, dang, he really used to fill these voids in. Now he ain't there. So now I'm looking at it like I'm out here. She had to move. Not by, you know, pretty much not by choice. We out here. Right. So now we coming out here, I'm going to school, get kicked out. I'm making the music though. My mans and them, they got Mac Pros, and we just trying to do Logics and Pro Tools and Fruity Loops, all types of shit, whatever they used to do back then. You feel me? So it's like, all right, we doing it like this from scratch. Now it's like I got so much stuff in the archive. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know how to promote it. I don't know how to mix it down, and nothing is done professionally. So now, you know, all my mans used to tell me, yo, E, I'm not even saying this because you my mans, but you one of them when it comes to this music. You know what I mean? And I took note of that because even when I was in prison making music, like hitting the walls and all that, niggas would be like, yo, Ape, yo, run that back. I'm like, hold on, I got you, do, and I'm doing my ones and twos. But, you know, music really, I feel like that's my therapy. That's what brings me to a good place with everything right now.
Being from Harlem, like, who were some of your influences as far as music? Was it like the Mason Cam'rons, or was it
I'm going to keep it real. You nailed it. Right there. Mason, you got to say Killer and Murder. Mason Cam, and I'm going to throw Jewels in there. Yeah. Jewels is a big influence on a lot of people, especially in Harlem. Jimmy, you got to throw Jim Jones in there. Zeke. You know, Freaky Zeke, you know, you got to throw all of those. Those is household names in Harlem. You feel me? As far as like trying to do better and make music and doing the things we like to do. Exactly. You know? But yeah, like those is my top right there. And I always I ain't gonna even say top as far as like, you know, rappers, but I'm just saying as far as like what Harlem's about. When you think about Harlem, now, you know, even, Jimmy and Jewels and Cam. Anytime when you bring up anything with Harlem, you got to bring their name up too.
Was Big L from Harlem too?
Yeah, Big L was up there. Yeah, Big L was up there too. You know, and it was unfortunate how Big L especially he was young. You know, so that's a different. But me, I ain't gonna lie, I won't even front. I wasn't too much up on like the Big L's. I always respect them and shit, but I wasn't too much that like I don't know. Some people's sounds is different. He was nice, but I'll be like, yo, son got bars. But it won't be something I'm bumping all day. I'm keeping it around. You feel me? But Killer now, you Cam, I'm bumping Cam all day. I might not bump Jimmy, but I'm going to bump Jewels and Cam. You feel me? But it was like Big L. I would hear it like, yo, you know, Big L's nice. Yeah. But it's not my type of music. Like you said
earlier about Harlem, that flamboyant in a good way. That was his whole thing. I think was like flamboyant in whatever
I ain't gonna lie.
It was something like that.
I caught Harlem after Willie Burgers. You feel me? I'm on 4/5, you feel me? And I go all the way up to 4/9, you feel me? So it's like, once I'm there, it's like, you know, it's like a different aspect. Like, we have different word plays. Yeah. You know, throughout the years, we start evolving, the word plays start sounding different. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I had one of these young niggas come up to me like, yeah, that's my Uda. I'm like, Uda? Back then, we were just saying shooter. Like, what's good? We got all types of lingo, new things, so you might be around. Everything's evolving by the minute.
What age were you when you started getting into street stuff in Harlem?
I say my mom she was one of those moms, like she tried or whatever, but just throughout due time, just with me, my cousins, my brothers, like we had just little beefs here and there, just with, you know, certain people from around ways, you know, where it came with the territory type shit, you know? So it was like, those issues just came just from my environment, you feel me? Other than that, we might see the same niggas we beefing with in Harlem, but if we in Cali, yo, boy, and somebody trying to front or something like that, like, we got to stick together. If we in Michigan or somebody try to front, like, and you from Harlem, oh, yo, boy, they trying to hot me. He be like, yo, we beefing, but when we get back home, we going to take care of this, but we gonna get at them right now, you know? But that's just how it was back then, and that was the mentality. Now, these days, nobody want to fight. Everybody want to pick up a gun. I'm like, damn, we used to put the gloves on.
At least first,
We used to put the gloves on. Like, yo, we could go in the backyard. Everybody got their gloves on. Like, now you can't even get that. You know what I mean? So I just look at it like, you know what the best way is? We going to make this music, stack our money up, and stay out the way. You can't lose like that.
So you say you started more taking the music a little serious around 17.
I went up to like more like I think it's Central New York more. I don't want to lie, cause me and my cousin, we always argue about which part of New York it is, but it's called Binghamton, New York, you know? So that's like an upper part I moved, and I went to school out there too as well, you know? So once I was out there, that was like a whole day. It was like probably like 2.5 hours from Harlem or whatever. But it's basically like, you know how y'all got Boston and y'all got like Somerville and Lynn, and it's just like that type shit, you know? But it's more outskirts, you know? So it's like, I'm like, all right, bet. So we out here with my mom and my other relatives and everything, we out there, and it's like, before then, I ain't gonna lie, we was, you know, gang banging, you know, more or less, you know. I
was that just part of the culture?
I ain't gonna lie. A lot of that going. I would say no, but now these days, just because of like my era and like my environment and just everybody gang banging.
Yeah.
Like nobody's not either you Crip, you Blood, or you GD, or like you never not gonna run in. If you run into somebody who's not gangbanging, that's rare. That's rare right now, you know? Cause I'm looking at it like, I'm like, damn, nigga, like I turned Blood mad young. So it's like when I came in, like we had to really get in that pyramid and get busy, you know? We had to really let our knuckles drag. Now these days it's like, who turned you Blood? Nah, he turned me Blood because nah, I'm cool with his cousin. Me and his cousin grew up, so they brought me home, and you know I'm like that. So you ain't have to put no pain in, no nothing. This is that. It's a different generation. So now it's like this shit became into like a fashion show, pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Seems like a lot of like subsets and stuff.
I always say shit like that. That's just the politics. Like, cause you gotta understand, you could come amongst anybody from any hood, any set. It's just, I'm gonna be honest, it's just energy. It's cause I didn't see a lot of dudes like, you know. Even like dudes like Rest in Peace Peso. This is one dude I was up north with. I was in Albion, New York. Orleans Correctional Facility. Now I was thinking about Lakeview and Orleans at the same time. But I was in Lakeview too, as well as Elmira Max.
What about any juvenile time in New York?
When I was younger, I was a good kid, bro. I used to try to get involved with the Pee-wees and stay in football and basketball, but I tried it. I'm like, yo, you know, it's not me. You know, and then I had older cousins, you know, I looked up to, you know what I mean? So at them given times, the ones I looked up to, you know, they was doing the most good in the hood, you know what I mean? They was getting sturdy in the hood at the time, to me, in my eyes. You know, it's like, you know, you seeing all the niggas with the flashy stuff, and it's my relatives, my families with it, you know? So it's like you morely taking it as like, damn, this is what I want to be. Yeah. You know, like, but Buzzle got this joint, he got this joint, you know what I mean? Like, I got to get there. And these are older ones, you know what I mean? So it's like, I just looked at all of that, and that was all of a part of my environment. Yeah. And that's what everybody glorified. And I'm just like, yo, when I went to prison and I came home, and I sat in prison for 4 years, so I'm just sitting there like, yo, I'm not even going to hold you. Like, everything changed within a minute. Phones stopped picking up, females start acting weird on the lines, you feel me? It was just getting crazy. Then, you know, you come home and everybody feel like you obligated and, you know what I mean, to this and that. Like, I'm like, damn, nigga, like, you know, I came home, baby mama ain't now these days, they ain't wasting time to throw you on a child support. You feel me? That's the quickest thing. You feel me? Sometimes you could be in jail. They mail you in jail like, yo, hey, 18B, you over there, you got mail. Yeah. They serving you in jail, bro. This shit crazy, bro.
So walk me through like the journey in New York, how it goes. Is it something where are you waiting trial? Is that like Rikers?
Where I got locked up at, I got locked up in Binghamton. I got locked up in Binghamton, New York. So Binghamton, New York got county, you feel me? They got Broome County. Yep. But New York now itself, you feel me? The city itself, you feel me? That's what we call it down low. You feel me? Rikers Island would pretty much be the county. You feel me? And Rikers Island, I ain't gonna lie, like years ago, they was even talking about making that like a maximum security because, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't safe if the warden got shot. Meaning, when we say get shot, meaning it's cut in the face, you know? Okay. So I'm like, yo, if the warden got shot, how niggas safe? That's how you gotta put in your mindset, like, who's safe? If the warden who's helped putting this shit together getting shot. Damn, the captain ain't you up for grabs too then, homie. Right. You feel me? I just seen the worst. Like I'm gonna tell people right then. One reason why I'm gonna tell real, it didn't take scared straight for me. You know why? Cause I'm a smart motherfucker. I was always one of them niggas like, if a nigga told me and I was beefing like, come around the corner. Nigga, I'm not going around there. You think I'm about to go around there and something gonna bite me in my ass? This is not chess or checkers, you feel me? Sir, I'll stay right over here and mind my business, you feel me? But at the end of the day, like, mama ain't raised no bitch. So I'm not condoning violence, but I always say, like, I would more go with Malcolm X before Martin Luther King because his way is like, you slap me, we gonna take it on the hop. Now these days, you slap somebody, just slap him back. You ain't gotta kill him. You feel me? You just gotta keep it how, you know what I mean? But they don't do that. That's why I say, like, it's just where you from. Harlem is one of those, like, you know what I mean? Like, Rikers Island, I don't even want to talk about it. Like, I done known stories like, me personally, I'll tell you straight up, they was throwing shit and piss through the cells at COs on Rikers Island. Once I knew that was going on, I'm like, nah, ain't no respect on all levels. That means if you ain't moving right as an inmate, niggas gonna get a cordon on you. You feel me? You're gonna be held accordingly just for anything you do. That's why Rikers Island was like, you know, it's like, you know.
Did you end up doing county time or just state
I did county time and I did upstate time.
So which one came first?
The county time came
All
first.
right, just
the
talk
county
about
time,
what led up to that. Yeah.
The county time came just based off of like let me put it down in this format. Like basically, I was due for like a justifiable homicide, justifiable, and I put it in this format, meaning as like pretty much you're in predicaments to where like the law will put it on you like, I bet he's had a gun on him, which he's not in a home or business, so none of that format. You feel me? So you're like, what the fuck? I bet if I'm carrying a gun, I bet my fault. I don't got no license for it. Charge me for that. So then it was just basically pretty much under those circumstances as well as like self-defense, but in New York State there is no self-defense.
Right.
So they had to put something that was justifiable for it. Like, yo, like y'all ain't go looking for nobody, y'all ain't go looking for no trouble. Y'all was actually trying to like defend yourselves. You feel what I'm saying? It was just like one of those situations where I went on the run for like, you know, a year and a half because, you know, at this point, like I'm sitting down chilling, drinking hot chocolate one day, and it's like, you know, I'm looking on the news. They like, yo, you wanted for I'm like, what? What y'all talking about?
Right.
So then now I'm like, nah, y'all bugging. But this is all off of just, you know what I mean, just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I learned in life, like, you know, like you could never ruin your integrity or nothing over. Don't never let these niggas trick you out your spot. And when I tell you that, mean as even if Uncle Sam comes snatch you up, like I always say, it was always us against them. You feel me? So it's like, it don't matter what the situation. If I'm talking to my lawyer, I was talking to my lawyer, and he's just like, yo, bro, like, you know how this shit goes. They always want you guys to cop out, man. They don't ever want to see you guys walk. I'm like, I bet. So basically, they found out like, yo, it's justifiable. You know, meaning that's because they basically had, you know, the suspect, you know, pretty much, you know, the victim, you know, pretty much shooting at me, pretty much, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, in those formats, when you put those up, they like, oh my God, so what do you do? Yeah. Like, you just stand there and get shot? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
you
one
know,
of those things where technology
It's one of those things where technology works on your side. So it's like, damn, you know, wrong place at the wrong time, but you got the right thing at the right time. You feel me? So it's like, yo, what the fuck
So would you pretty much just get the guilty on the carrying? Or
no,
how does that work?
It was actually, I got a code D as well. You feel me? And he's still incarcerated just due to the fact that like his background or whatever, you know, he had crazy priors before that. Yep. So it was just one of those situations where like pretty much the whole body and the homicide, that was dismissed because they already knew the whole situation. They seen it, they had it on camera, everything like that. You feel me?
So would they hit you with for time in the county?
They just
time served or
hell nah.
You had to go
know
they
did.
Years?
They had me sit in the county for a year, and then they hit me with like, you know what? My lawyer came through. He was like, yo, actually, this is my first lawyer. This one I'm like, yeah, this one I had to really get down to business. I was just playing. I was nervous because my lawyer came through. Was like, yo, here's 12 years. He like, here's 12 years right here and 5 years post. So I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, nah, my mom ain't got 12 years in her. Y'all bugging out right now. Like, what are you talking about, you know? So then, like, with that format, that's when I'm like, wait, oh, they trying to railroad me, not knowing I ain't do shit, but they still trying to get that type of time on me, like I went out killing somebody. I'm like, that's not what I'm here for, homie. Like, why are you still charging me like that if you dismissed it? You feel me? So then that's when I got a new lawyer, a paid lawyer now. That's why I told public pretenders, don't jack them, man. It's not for you. If you're going to fight for your life, pay for it. You feel me?
Absolutely.
But you know, I got a new lawyer, you know, shout out David Butler, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna lie, he telling me straight up, he was like, yo, bro, I looked at the whole case, I read it, this is bullshit. He's telling me straight up, this is bullshit. He was like, yo, this is slam dunk. This is what he's telling me. Yeah. I'm like, all right. So when the fuck do I get out of here? Like, let me get out of here now. Let me get out of here. Like, this slam dunk. Let's go. Right. So he like, all right, boy, you just gotta hold on. I just picked up your case from another attorney. So I just gotta take on.
At this time, no bail? What's the situation with that?
At this time,
I ain't gonna lie, for a lawyer.
I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have bail at the time. You feel me? Because they looked at me as a flight risk. Gotcha. Because I was on the run for so long. They like, oh, you know, because honestly speaking, I was on the run and they did some real okie doke shit. Like this female who I was talking to prior, way back in the days or whatever, like she kind of like worked with them to get me type shit. Gotcha. And you know, the shit was fucked up because I'm there like, yo, I was minding my business. I was out of town. I was out of Dodge. I'm like, let me just live a little. Like, you feel me? These niggas on me for no reason and I'm, you know what I mean?
Were you still worried though? Because that is a serious accusation and you see it all the time. People get smoked for stuff they didn't do.
I tell things like this. I was more than worried. I was just saying like I was numb to the fact of it. So I'm just like, you know, at this point, I just got to run into the wheels fall off because it's like who am I to really? Because at the end of the day, I was never talking to be like, yo, it wasn't me. Nah, we don't do that. We not doing none of that. First and foremost, I'm a man with integrity. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, like, if I come jammed up, I'm not here to help you. I'm here to help me. So where's my lawyer? Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm here to talk to you. You know? So that's how I was on it from day one. And my co-D, you know, he kept it. I'm gonna be real. He did something that I don't see no more. My co-D.
Yeah. What's that?
Shout out Marty. You know, he did something like he stood up for, like, I ain't gonna lie, he did something courageous, like pretty much like, you know, when shit hit the fan, you know, it's on the news, he like, yo, what the fuck, they wildin'. He like, you know what, bro? Get out of Dodge, bro. You good, bro. You know what I want you to do? Just stay safe, make the music shit, do, stay out the way. He basically went in with his attorney, you know, like, cause they wanted both of us, but he like, yo, bro, if they grab both of us, this shit gonna be retarded.
There's no point both of us doing the time.
Cause ain't no point both of us doing the time or whatever, but he ain't on it like that. He on it on something, nah, bro. If you come through too, they gonna try to have niggas flip on each other. You know how they do shit like that. Yep. And we didn't have no reason to flip on each other. Why? Cause we in defense.
Right.
But in this day in urban society, they gonna look at it as like, yo, oh nah, it was just one little juvenile delinquents killing each other. No. We was out there trilling, having a good time with females, and it all happened over females. That's why I say, more of the story, you know? But for the most part, I'm being real, it was like one of those situations where he stood up and he like, yo, he turned himself in with his attorney, and I basically knew what I was going to be charged with just off of my bro. Once he turned himself in, once they was like, yo, 2nd degree, I'm a murder. I'm like, oh, nah. How they doing us like that? That don't make sense. We ain't even come out. You know what I mean? There's these young dudes drilling and spinning. We not doing none of that. I'm here minding my business. I want to go out, have a drink, meet a nice lady. Like, is that wrong?
Right.
I'm not going out just being Damon, the tough guy in the corner from Friday. You like, I got my shit on. No, we not doing that. Nobody got nothing on them. You feel me? But at the end of the day, it could get like that, like 100%, but nobody looking for that.
So you get this paid lawyer. What does he do for you that?
Nah, the paid lawyer, what he does is he helps me, he hires a private investigator. That's when we found truth in the whole situation. Meaning that's like, they looking at it like, yo, y'all ain't go out, you ain't go out to go kill or hurt anybody like that. We already know what it is, man. We got it on camera, bro. But what they wanted was, they was on some shit like, yo, pretty much though, we still want you to do like 5 years. I'm like, 5? Wait, hold on, this is my first gun charge. If they said, yeah, we're gonna dismiss the body or whatever, and you know, here's a gun charge. You know what I mean? I was like, I bet, but I'm like, but why are you trying to give me 5 years for my first gun charge? That makes no sense. Y'all trying to do some slick shit now.
Wow.
So then I'm just here, just like, you know what? Nah, I'm not buying it. So then one of my relatives, my cousin, he come pull up on me. He like, yo, bro, niggas know, you know what I mean? Niggas know niggas ain't do nothing, bro. But at the end of the day, everything happens for a reason. Niggas have to defend themselves. And, you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. But you not going to take what you not deserved. You feel me? Like,
the punishment got to fit the crime.
It got to fit it. And I'm like, yo, bro, this is my first gun charge. The minimum in New York State is 3. 3 years, 3.5. So I'm just there like, why y'all not giving me that in my head? So then I found out, started realizing my paid lawyer, you feel me? You know, he was kind of cool with the DA.
Yeah.
He used to have drinks and shit with the DA.
That's how it be, yeah.
That's how it be. Like, he's literally playing golf with the DA. So it's like, you know, it was one of those situations where he had to, like, you know, really talk to him like, yo, bro, you and I, everybody knows, the whole town knows, like, these niggas ain't go out for trouble. They ain't go looking. They didn't have no business with no guns on them. That's for sure. But they ain't go out looking for no trouble. Yeah. So at the end of the day, whatever happened, let bygones be bygones. Get this man what he deserved. And then that's when the DA was like, you know what, fuck it. You right. Yo, take this, you know, you can take this 4. Take this 4-piece, yeah. And I'm like, you know
already
what?
Like a year in?
Yep. So I was on some shit like, yeah, I got you. Let me get that. You know what I mean? And I just, you know, I did my time. And as I was doing my time, that's when I ain't gonna lie, I got spiritual once I got in prison. But I was still morally like, you know, still trying to take everything in me. Because I'm just like, you know, life gonna be different once I get home. You know, it's not.
So how does it work when you get sentenced?
I was in a max. I was in a max A first, then they switched me over to the max B.
What's the name of the facility?
It was Elmira Correctional Facilities.
Okay.
I was there first. Now, I ain't gonna lie, I was there for reception at the first time. I'm gonna be real. I was there for reception, but the whole entire time, they still trying to figure out like where I was gonna go for months now. I'm sitting in Elmira for a good like 4 or 5 months. So I'm like, damn. I'm in a max, like I ain't know, like, but they not looking at the gun charge. They looking at the criteria of the case charge type shit. They, you know, when they read this shit, they like, nah, this nigga going to the max. He wildin', y'all wildin'. Right. What you mean medium? He going to the max.
Do they like take into account like, oh, alleged gang member?
Yeah, alleged gang. They always gonna put that in. They sometimes even when you get to certain counties and all that, they keep it a buck. Even when you play dumb with them, because you're gonna play dumb all day. So you feel me? You're gonna have a big ass B on your forehead. You're gonna be like, nah,
I'm not that.
That's my brotherhood. You know what I mean? Like what?
That's from
Boston. That's from Boston. You feel me? I'm from Boston. You feel me? So
what happened? Where did they classify you after Elmira? Where did you go?
After Elmira, this the fucked up thing. Let me tell you something. They like I had a C class in the second for a gun charge. For a gun charge, a weapon. It was like a C in the second degree for a gun charge. It was a C class though. It was C class felony.
I don't know how it is. Is that higher or lower than A? Like A?
That's a higher. That's higher. You feel me? So no, it's not higher than A though. It's not higher than A. But I had a C in the second. But that right there, I wasn't eligible for Shock, which is Lakeview. That's where I went from Elmira. That's what 50 Cent was in Shock too. He was in Shock too. Not the same spot. He was in.
Is that's like a boot camp type of thing?
Yeah, boot camp like drill. But it's like I ain't gonna lie. Those drill sergeants, they was hands on. So once I was over there, I was just sitting down and just once I in Lakeview, I was 27. Yeah.
And so you went from Elmira to Lakeview?
Yeah, Elmira to Lakeview. So once I was, I sat up in Lakeview for a little bit. Then they got my whole paperwork and everything from Elmira now. They like, wait, hold on, he not eligible to come here. So that's what I was thinking about. He was like, he not eligible to come here. So why is he here? Mind you, they had me doing some shit like, yo, bro, the workouts was different, aggressive. Like what? Iron mics, what was it? Dog walks. Duck walk in the cafeterias, like what? When you gotta go through the mess hall and when they it's like this, when you go through the line, you gotta go like this or like this for how much you want to eat. Mind you, I just pulled up from Elmira reception. We couldn't get commissary. Some dudes wasn't getting commissary at a certain time. You feel me?
Yeah.
We hungry. We get to Lakeview, we seeing all types of food. I'm like, what? So I went like this, my first rodeo. Nigga, I'm talking about all the homies looking at me. They like, yo, hey, like, but we can't talk because we still on drill sergeant time. Like, we all like this. We got to sit down a certain way, all that. The homie looking at me, he like, yo, hey, eat up, bro. I'm there eating, I'm eating and shit. And I'm looking at everybody like down the whole aisle. I'm like, damn, these niggas cleaning they shit. They cleaning they place crazy. But I ain't know we only had 8 minutes to eat. So I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, niggas only got 8. So I'm sitting down, I'm getting up, so everybody get it. They're like, they said, what he said, spoons or something like that. Attention or something like that. Everybody was like this. And everybody got into their mode. Next you know, I got a whole plate full. Everybody plate clean. I'm there like, oh. Dang. So he was like this. Eat it. No, actually, we get in line. He grabbed me on my shirt, threw me up on the wall. He like, yo, eat it. So I'm like, yo, sir, I ain't gonna lie, respectfully, I can't eat that because I might catch an ulcer. I'm already full. I ain't know about all of this. I was like, I ain't know about none of this, sir. Respectfully, and they in your face too. It's like yelling. 3 of them.
It's
three
like
of them in your face. Real drill.
Shit,
they in your face like that. I was like, I ain't know about none of that. Respectfully, like I ain't trying to go back and forth, but I ain't trying to catch an ulcer. Like, and y'all can stop yelling in my face. He like, what? He like, all right, you gonna wear it. So I'm like, what? He took and mind you, it was mashed potatoes, corned beef hash.
Oh shit.
What else? Toast. What else? The potatoes or eggs, all of that. You feel me? A little bit of jelly was on my toast, everything.
Damn.
Yo, bro, he put them in all my pockets, bro.
Wow.
In all my pockets like this. Started mushing them. He was like, and guess what? That's for your dinner for later.
Yeah.
Rubbing it in, mushing. Mind you, we had haircut day that day. So now I'm sitting in the barber chair. They giving me the straight baldies, damn near touching my eyebrows, cleaning me. I'm like, no mustache, nothing, everything going.
That's something they make you kind of bring it all down?
You gotta have the baldy and what? You in shock? You gotta have that baldy.
Now what, is that something, are you getting like good time in there or something? Time off incentive?
Yeah,
there's gotta be some
basically,
sort of incentive to have people yell at you like that.
Like if you had say if you got 3 years on your bid, when you get to 3 years, if you do shock, you could be home in 6 months. Really 7 months though, but it's 6 months. Because it takes a month.
For the 6 months.
Yeah, it takes a month to get into a platoon. So once you get in, so basically it's 7 months. So it's 7 months instead of 3 years. We try to take that, but I ain't gonna hold you. I couldn't take it though.
Yeah, talk about like what's the day look like? Give me just one day, average day. They got you up at 0600 and all that.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. Like, yo, they used to have us running at least like 3-4 miles. Mind you, before I was going in there, I was smoking, drinking. I'm gonna keep it real. I was, getting sturdy.
Right.
Drinking mad lean. I was wilding out, doing the worst things that we should not be doing today.
You talking about on the streets or
on
Elmira?
On the streets. So once I'm in Lakeview Shock and all that, yo, they had us running, but he told us, he said, yo, if you fall like a certain width behind us, we could charge you out for escape. I'm like, what? I'm tired. Like, I'm running. I'm be like, yo, telling you we could charge you. Yeah, I'm telling you, it was nasty in Elmira. And then, in Lakeview. And then once I was there, I'm just like, yo, I seen one of the drill sergeants. I ain't gonna lie, he spanked one of I think he was like one of the LKs, the Latin Kings, but he did him so bad. I ain't gonna lie to homie, cause I'm blood, to be honest with you, So the homies wasn't jacking that, and mind you, this dude Latin King, but it was a CO. Brolic, look just like we call him John Cena, big dude. He come through like he always want to size us up, like, yo, why isn't your betting compliance? I'm like, yo, come on, my niggas. It's Saturday, bro. You wildin'. It's not. We ain't even during the week right now. You on some other shit right now. So he's one of those. You want to go into vegetable? He's one of those COs who taking off his badge and loosening up his tie and all that, and he's getting in there with you. Okay. So a lot of, I ain't gonna lie, he fixed a lot of dudes up north in Lakeview. I'm gonna be honest with you.
At least you respect that going there as a man like that. Him, so I don't care if you a CO or whatever he was, a drill sergeant.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie, a lot of dudes respect him because they was on some shit like he's not coming on no bad shit. He's coming on some real, like, homie.
10 other cops and bundling you while you're cuffed. You know how the ones we see, the ones that are like
that's the worst. That's how they did me when they caught me. What? I'm lucky I was a shorty lived in like a complex building because they was in there fixing me.
Yeah, there ain't no need for that.
Fixing me, doing me different. Because I'm in there like, because this how, back to how they caught me once before I went to the county. The chick, she hit me up. I was in Elmira now. At this time, I'm a rolling stone. Wherever I lay my hat is my home at this given time, I'm still on the run now. I'm trying to figure things out and all that. The chick who I was staying with at the time, she was in Elmira and she was just like, yo, I just seen some shit on Facebook. Like, you got like a warrant or something? Somebody looking for you? Like, you got an outstanding warrant? But I was living with shorty for like a good amount of times, but I ain't want to tell her because, it was one of those situations where I ain't really know if it was safe to tell her yet. Yeah. Because they'll scare the shit out of her because now she going to look at me like, oh my God, what happened? Like, no, shorty, I'm going to tell you what's going on. She found out that way, so then the chick back home in Binghamton now, she calls me and she's on some shit like, oh, babe, come back home. They're not even bothering looking for you. You didn't do nothing. I bet, but you sure? Like, I was mad naive at this time. Yeah. I was just like, yeah, you might be right. So I went back. I chilled. She made like, what? Shepherd's pie or some shit. Set a nigga up. Let me tell you when they say the devil wears Prada. Let me tell you when they say the devil wears Prada. Because, boy, I'm there like, look, she made shepherd's pie. Set a nigga up. And I'm sitting down and she like, yo, she said her son is suspended from school. She said her daughter comes home from school at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock, remember I told you. I said, I bet I'm going to be here waiting. Next I get in the shower, get cleaned up. 2 o'clock hit. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, damn, why her daughter knocking like the police? You feel me? Like, this how I'm looking like, damn, she knocking like the police. Right. So, no funny shit. Like, mind you, she got the windows that you got to twist it and it goes up a little bit. It's not one of those you going out. She ain't got no back doors. It's quiet. You feel me? So, and she ain't had no peepholes. So, I had to, like, open the door a little bit. I opened it up, just a little gap. And I seen, like, at least 9, 10 police, marshals, detectives, all that. I'm like, oh, my God. First thing I had to do, I went head forward. I started trying to close the door. They're like, hey, is such and such live here? I'm there like, he doesn't live here. I don't know who you're talking about. I'm trying to close the door. They're like, hey, come on, open that door. Yep. So they banged it open. And I ain't gonna lie, first thing they did, like what you said, threw the knee right in my ribs. Bang. I'm like, oh, he's different. They cuffed me up and they still got their knee on my neck. You feel me? I'm like, yo, I bet ain't nothing in here. Like, y'all here doing the most. Why he on my thigh and all that? Like, everybody was wilding. And they just like, yeah, you tough guy? Trying to choke me up, all that in there, because I'm there just trying to, like, just give them straight dead weight. Right. I ain't trying to help them. So, I mean, they lifting me up. I'm just there like this. Like, the whole time, like, yeah, y'all got to lift all of me. Right. All y'all got to lift me up. So now they starting to, oh, you want to be a tough guy? Come on. Yeah, and I'm like, oh, nah, you got it. I'm not about to play myself because I see Maddie out more. Y'all come in. Door, y'all closing the door now. All right, bet. Yeah, we out. Just take me to the precinct. We out.
It seemed like she went out of her way to kind of set you up with that. Like,
what's
up with that?
As I'm leaving the house, as they got me cuffed, I see her in a cop car. So I'm looking at the cop car. I'm there like this. I'm cuffed up. I'm like, yo, what happened? Then she looked at me with a stone cold face like this, and put her head down. So I'm there like, nah, mama ain't raised no fool, no bitch. Ain't no way. So I'm thinking in my head, ain't no way she called me. She called me to come to her, and this shit happened. And I was out of her way. I wasn't even in her, like, I was nowhere near her, and you called me to come. So once I was in the county, I got a letter from her. She was like, yeah, they were saying they was going to take my kids for harboring a fugitive. I was like, I wasn't even around you.
Right.
You called me. And even if so, I was there by myself. I would have said I came there unannounced. Take me for that. I was going to let you and your kids go for no, you know what I mean? I ain't one of them, you feel me? Yeah. I'm morely for the family type, so like, you feel me? Like, I was like, come on, that was just.
I figured that's what it was. That's a tactic they use all the time.
They break you, they break you.
With the kids and the women and the kids, they know. I mean, come on, man, that's a motherly instinct, you know what I mean? You feel me? Kids should come first.
Women and children off limits, man. Keep them off limits, man. Women and children off limits, even throughout wars and everything, man. Keep the women and children off limits, man.
Where do you go from there? From Lakeview?
From Lakeview. They sent me from Lakeview. I was in Wendy. A lot of dudes in the max, they got life. Yeah. So I'm not even gonna hold you. They in there for keeps. They not playing around with none of these young niggas coming through, want to be talking this. Nah, homie, we gang banging too, but we still move accordingly. Like, we got respect amongst men. It's you gotta have honor amongst men. You know, we still have our integrity. We know how to speak to people. You know what I mean? We carry ourselves in a different manner. If you don't have those type of steps, then you don't have boss sense. Then when I went to Wendy, I ended up in Livingston for a little bit, but they was closing down Livingston. But so I went to Orleans Correctional Facility. I'm bugging. I was tweaking.
Orleans.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I was around.
You wrapped up from Orleans?
Wrapped up from Orleans. Orleans was more like, I ain't gonna lie, that's where I really made my bones.
How long was you there, Orleans now? I wrapped up a couple years.
I think at Orleans, I only had to spend probably 2.5 over there. Okay. I only had to hit 2.5 in Orleans. But once I did Orleans, I'm gonna be real with you, it was like, it was different though, because Orleans was like, you was coming across everything now, like everything. We got the big box, the little box, so everybody coming through, you could mad cuttings, stabbings, you feel me? So at this given time, it's just straight gangbanging, everybody gangbanging, but you had the old heads who was gangbanging, you had the Muslims, you had especially the Muslims, bro. They got a different energy, bro, and I learned it, and I learned that shit by reading the Quran one night, bro. I'm be real. We was up north. You know, you smoking, you getting high. Everything is like more enhanced because just a little small joint.
You don't got a tolerance. Yeah,
your tolerance is as you smack. So it's like, yo, you reading the Quran now, high in your cell. You just did like, yo, and you just starting to feel this shit as you reading it. It's not even just you taking it in through the mind, like you taking it in through the body too. You feel me? And I just I ain't gonna lie. I just got spiritual. I always told people I don't know what it was. I'm not Muslim. I don't know what my pops is a Christian, my mom's is a Jehovah's Witness, so it's like, I don't know what it is, but I know when it's real. That's me. I just know when it's real when I hear it and I feel it, you know what I mean? And I just was like, yo, I ain't gonna lie, I started reading more, just different books, and then, you know, I just started more gravitating to like older heads, you know, who was putting me in the right direction, like, yo, boy, like, you know, I'm not saying some dudes my age ain't on my type of time, but it's rare. Right. Or even dudes younger than us, oh my goodness. Like, I used to see them come through up north, and like the first thing they looking for is the phone, not knowing it's a whole operation up there with the phones, homie. Right. Don't even mention the phones yet when you first hit to any spot.
You gotta kind of be somebody.
You gotta be somebody to be on them phones, and then once you is somebody, that's when you could put other people on to get on them phones. Yeah. You guys, my mans. I had late nights. I had the late nights, late night phone calls. What? I had the last click, and niggas know what's up with that. I had the last click. You feel me? 2 of them. You feel me? The 2 last clicks. That's a fact. So I was up there.
What are some positive things that you were trying to do with your time in there, even though it's a negative place that, you know, some people bid differently than others?
I'll say this. The most positive thing you can get is the experience. That's why I always tell people, they be like, yo, you know, once you get what you get, you got to be humble. Why? I was supposed to be humble when I ain't have it. You bugging. Now you got to really embrace it. So I'm like, I was sitting down in hellhole. You feel me? I was listening to orders what the man was telling me. You feel me? I was literally, you know, really down. I was down and out. And as I was sitting in prison, I ain't gonna lie, I lost a lot of loved ones. You feel me? Even through like just friendship, families, relationships, everything changed. Even with my own kids. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like I come home, everything different. I got to get to know everybody else. So one thing I could say prison did was the experience. I was around nothing but personalities all day. Imagine you different, not you, but I'm just saying, imagine everybody right now. You wake up in a house, it's just a few people in your house, maybe 3 or 4, or just maybe even 2 or 3.
Right.
You don't have damn near 80 to 70 people you waking up and you seeing them all every day. So it's you got different personalities. So it's like you kind of start understanding why certain things is the way it is. Just by certain people you just come across through experiences. You know what I mean? Because I done seen altercations. I done seen situations where dudes could have avoided. And it could have been this easy, like, yo, bro, my fault. Yo, I ain't even mean that. I had the water on that long. It was so many situations where it could have been resolved.
But pride gets in the way of that?
Pride gets in the way of it, you feel me? And I ain't gonna lie, I was one of those dudes, like, I was very prideful throughout my early days. Like, my pops would always tell me that, you feel me? Like, yo, sometimes you just gotta, bite down sometimes. Just bite down sometimes, because not everything needs a reaction, Sometimes when saying less is more. So it speaks for itself. So that's why I just became like kind of, you know what? When I got something to say, I just, keep it to myself and kind of let it,
What would you say is the worst part about having to do time in prison?
I ain't gonna lie, being away from your loved ones.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because it's like, you be in your cell and like, you sit down, it's like you're literally replaying like different memories. So it's like every time you call somebody, it's like you're going off of what you last had with them.
Right.
Like you calling your mother, you calling your bro, like, yo, bro, remember when we went such and such? Yeah, that's a fact. You feel like you catching all of that. You feel me? Even when you call your moms, cause I ain't gonna lie, my mom used to send me packages and all that up north. We could get packages in New York, like outside food. I was, So every time I'm here talking to my mom just telling me about this person, that person. Oh, you know this person had a kid.
Right.
You know how that go. You feel me? Yeah. So I'm just catching all of that on a day-to-day basis.
Missing out on life.
Missing out on it. It's hurting. Then I'm getting pictures. I'm watching how my daughter's just growing.
I was gonna say, did you feel guilty having not being able to be there for your kids?
Cause I'm just there but one thing I can always say I was blessed, like when I came home, cause I had a relationship with a strong relationship with my daughter before I left. She was 4 when I left.
Okay.
So it's like,
Did you get to build on that? Phone calls? Did you talk to her a lot doing your time?
You know what's crazy? The Shakira's is free now.
Yeah.
The phone calls is free. That's what I ain't like. I'm like, yo, that's a blessing, but damn.
Yeah.
When I was there, oh my, that was basically the number one arguments for everything in the world. The phone.
Yeah.
Like, yo, communication is must. We gotta keep the phone on.
Yeah.
Like one thing I tell anybody when I was bidding, I think one experience that got me through it was being on that phone, man. Cause I couldn't do it just on a day-to-day. I'm just working out or eating or watching TV. Nah, or even writing. Like, nah, that wasn't it. Being on the phone where I'm really talking to people that's in the outside world matters. You know what I mean? And I learned. I'm like, yo, I told my mans when I was up north. Shout out to Sticks. You feel me? I told my mans when I was up north. I was like, yo, boy. Once I get home, bro, I'm doing everything in my possibility not to come back here. Like, you don't even know how nasty it is. You feel me? It's days when the hot water done went out and it's straight cold. Now you got a dorm full of stink niggas. And then you just did like, what? Like, this shit crazy? Like, I'm living like this?
Right.
I'm like, nah, I can't do this because I got kids. And I'm looking at it. I'm like, my son, I don't want my son here. Hell nah. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want this for my brothers. I don't want this for my worst enemy, honestly speaking. Yeah. I don't wish jail on my enemies.
Did you start to formulate a plan at any point before you started
That's crazy.
to get close to getting released?
That's crazy you said that because my whole game plan was what I got going on right now, this Cash Rules Entertainment. I was moving forward with this. That was my whole agenda. This whole brand, this label, everything that we got going as far as, but it really got legitimate and professionalized since like I came home from prison, which would be like 2020.
Okay.
It got real professional, but we've been before that. You feel me? We've been making noise before that, though. That's the whole thing. And it's like, sometimes, you be modest about certain things, but now it's like, you really got to start putting your foot down and going forward with things that that you've been supposed to do. Right. It's just, you just didn't take time out. And that's when I used to be on the phone. My man's Wiz, too. Shout out to Wiz,
Yeah.
He go by Versace, too. You know what I mean? But I used to talk to him when I was up north, and I was telling him, like, yo, bro, because he was the last one who was really making the music, actually keeping the blood pumping at that given time. So I'm like, yo, bro, you got to keep this shit up. So by the time I come home, we gonna get sturdy and this shit gonna be right back how it was. You feel me? He like, yeah, but throughout life's courses, you know, you got other things going on in life, and you know, it just kind of put it on the back burner. But once I came home, it was like, you know, we all had a frequency that we individually, and we put it together, and it really kind of like, yo, this is what we gotta do. Management, music, more music, podcast, performance, everything that comes with music, we got to do that, because if we do that, I feel like what all the great ones say, if you do what you want to do, you put the hard work in, you get the results. So I'm like, I ain't gonna work this hard to not get no results, because I'm watching everybody work hard and getting results. So now, you know what we gonna do? I'm gonna finesse my way, because you know, from Harlem, like back to what I said, we're gonna swindle our way, you feel me? And we're gonna swiggle in, you feel me?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Straight over,
that's the plan. But you said it took a little bit before you got right into the music. You had a couple other things you wanted to take care of when you got home?
Yeah, once I got home, the main things I was really trying to really patch up, not really patch up, but just, I was trying to play catch up, which I shouldn't have, but it was with my kids, you know?
Okay.
Because it was just like, you know, I was just trying to play, I missed out mad time. My daughter's doing cheerleading, ballet, all types of stuff, and I'm just trying to play catch up when it was really, I was supposed to just get to know my kid again, you feel me? Because I've been gone for so long, and it's like, you know, it's like you got to take the time out to like, yo, let me just see what she like to eat. Let me see how she talk when she's on her phone with the FaceTime with her friends and all that, like, because it's different now. Now my daughter got she's doing TikToks and everything, so it's different. You know, she has specific things she wants on Christmas. Like, I got to go on websites and stuff to look these things up, so it's different now. So it's like, I had to get that right, because one thing I'm a strong believer in is you can't call yourself a boss until you're a boss in your home, and then anything you do out in the streets, that just capitalizes off of everything, because the home is the foundation. You feel me? It don't matter what you think. Every king, I studied all the greats, real talk. You feel me? I read about them, like Alexander the Great, all of them. You know, you feel me? We can go back to Bohemian, like I can get there, and one thing I could say, like, even Hov said it best. Like, you ain't a boss until you could take care of home. Yeah. You feel me? Because think about it, every castle, every king, you feel me? Like, they used to leave with their army and everything, but who you got at the crib holding it down? You got the queen, you got your prince, your princess, you feel me? But guess what? The castle intact. Somebody run up on the castle right now, them soldiers gonna run down on you. Like, they have everything intact. That's their foundation. That's what they have to keep sacred. So I always realize you can't be a king unless you have your throne intact. You feel me? Yeah. So once you get that in order, then you can go out in the field and go try to, you know, manifest or conquer whatever you're supposed to do further on. But you can't be a boss until the home is taken care of. And that's as far as relationship with your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, girlfriend, baby mom, wife, whatever it is. You feel me? Whatever you know what I mean, you got going on. But that's with cousins, it don't matter who. But whatever you got to take care of home first. And it doesn't matter just about finance. Finance is one thing, but another thing is just your relationship. Like, you know what I mean? You don't want to leave this earth right now just knowing you had bad blood with a close relative, a cousin, and y'all could have hashed it out over like 2 words. I'm sorry.
You got to be there. You got to be physical presence.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's things like that in nature, because I'm looking at it like, yo, the world is different now. Like, no funny shit. I ain't trying to get off topic. Like, the world is, you get what I'm saying? The sky is like a computer now, bro. Remember they saying they seeing UFOs, all types of weird shit going on. Back in my time, I'm 33, you feel me? My time, bro, it wasn't too much of the social media. We had to catch everything just Googling it for real. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just like, you know, everything is different. And I'm just looking at it like, now moving forward, it's just about family, and it's just your career.
So talk about the music. You said you've been home since what, 2020 now? 2020. What you been up to as far as the music?
I'm gonna be real with you. I always tell people ain't no sorry for the wait. It was just, you know, I had a lot going on once I first came home, because it was like I had to get adjusted. Yeah. That was
what was the biggest adjustment?
The biggest adjustment was just the living. Because I ain't gonna lie, when I first came home, you know, I had the ankle monitor on, and you know, I wasn't married or nothing, and I ain't have too many relatives in Massachusetts. Gotcha. So, you know, in New York at that given time, I already knew, like, if I'd have stayed out there any longer, like, you know, it never put me in a good predicament.
Did you have to, like, transfer probation?
I had to get an interstate transfer. They gave me an interstate transfer, but it took, like, 2 weeks. So at that given time, I'm still in New York sitting in the halfway house. It's fiends all over in the building. And you feel me? All types of shit. I'm just like, yo, I got to get out of here.
You're still adjusting, even this many years later? Or
you know what's crazy? One day, like, you know, I had a little, like, you know, a a situation where I was talking to one of my bros, and I really had to really think about it. Like, sometimes you don't even realize that you're still institutionalized, you know, but you have to catch yourself. That's a part of adjusting, you know?
Yeah.
You have to really catch it and, like, really, like, channel it into something different. That's why I've been on the family channel, you know what I mean? And I'll be like, yo, every time I do good by mines, good happens for me when I want it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I always tell people, like, my love language is, like, making my family and my peoples happy. That's my love language. Because, you know, when you make people happy, they look at you different. Right. You know what I mean? So it's good. Like, it feels good, like, knowing you made somebody happy, you did something good for somebody.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? That's my love language. You feel me? That's why I feel like, you know, at this given time in life, like, all you could do is just what's in front of you, and that's family and what you love to do, music. So that's why right now with the music, I got my EP about to drop next month, actually.
Okay, what's the name of that?
Freddie's Nephew.
Freddie's Nephew.
Freddie's Nephew.
Okay.
Stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a marathon, you know. Yeah, we got Freddie's Nephew about to drop next month.
But you got a couple music videos out right now?
Yeah, I got a music video out right now. It's called Rollin'. It's on the you go on the either the Kash Rules page, or you can go on Eezy Rilla. Just type in Eezy Rilla on YouTube.
I'll link it too in the description. And try to get some footage for it. So put it in there.
You could try and you know, we got a we just on I ain't gonna lie, we got a everything we doing right now. I feel like it keeps us out of trouble. Yeah. And it's not even like it has to keep. I ain't gonna even say keep out of trouble, because I feel like that's kind of corny when people say keep out of trouble, because like, if you find trouble, that's on you, bro. Because sometimes I always tell, like, I told one of my bros, like, one day, like, he there about to get strapped up, and I'm like, where we going? He like, nah, I don't know, because sometimes I'm like, yo, bro, if we got to bring a gun anywhere, I don't want to go there.
You probably shouldn't be there, right?
If you got to bring a gun and we going, what are we going there for? I'm not going, come on, homie, you know where I just came from? I'm not going, nah, we not doing that. Then I make niggas feel bad, like, yo, bro, matter of fact, it's quiet, we on different time, yo, drop me off. Facts, and we out. You feel me? It's different. You feel me?
I look at it like this: stay away from like high risk
situations. High risk situations, you know what I mean? Bro. Some shit's like it's just self-explanatory. Like, if you need a gun to go anywhere, you don't need to be there, bro. Honestly speaking, like, stuff be like self-explanatory now these days to me. Like, you know, back then it used to be I was a live wire, right? And nobody's gonna sit here and just say, oh, they was the Virgin Mary, you feel me? Like, no, nobody's here was a saint. You feel what I'm saying? Not at all, right. Everybody has they background and what they done to why they are who they are today. Yeah. So I always say, like, I don't live with regret, because guess what? I won't be how I am and who I am right now if it wasn't for everything I've been through.
Exactly. It's what makes us who I am. So I heard a lot. You say this word a lot. Integrity. Talk to me what that means to you. Integrity. Integrity is just a man who. Because I always say, if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. So I always say, once you stand on something, I don't care. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't care if God came through that door and said, do this. Nah, this is what I ain't going for none of that. This is what I got going on. That's what I mean when I say integrity. Integrity means as, like, I never give my man up for gold. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those. I always been one of those genuine bros, like, you know what I mean? My heart's so pure. I'm one of those, like, who probably stretch my arm out more. You feel me? On some, if me and my bro was arguing, 9 times out of 10, it's probably going to be me to rekindle it. Right. You feel me? I'm one of those. You feel me? Because I always say, like, you only have one life to live, bro. Everybody act like we going to be out here in life living forever. Nah, that's not how this goes. Tomorrow's not even promised.
This is temporary. Your body is a costume. It's really your soul that's rocking. You feel me? Like, this is a costume, homie. We chilling right now. You feel me?
What are you looking forward to coming up in the next few years for you? So where you see yourself?
Next few years, I ain't
you got any short-term goals or anything, long-term goals?
I see me on a couple of plats. You feel me? I see me, you know, really elevating in this music game. I see me on stage with Drake soon. You feel me? I see a lot. You feel me? I see a lot going on. You feel me? I'm just one of them. You feel me? Like, I'm your natural born star, so I'ma always go to the highest. You feel me? Like I told you, only one way is up. Harlem, I'm gonna swindle my way through this. You feel me?
Talk a little bit more. What else? Cash Rules got going on right now. Oh yeah, I know Sticks is doing a lot of things. Shout out to Sticks, bro.
We just had a show. We opened up for Jim Jones.
Okay.
You know, we opened for Jim Jones. It was a phenomenal show. That went.
That must have been kind of like Harlem, kind of full circle kind of thing for you, man.
It felt good. You know why? I felt like I was on a big stage. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm just there like, dang, though. I ain't gonna lie, like. I'm be real, like, niggas like Jim Jones, Jewels, all of them, like, not for nothing. When we was young coming up, they raised us. Like, you feel me? Just air the word of mouth.
Probably heard them in a cell.
Heard them in a cell.
And now that's dope to me.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Yo,
like,
I was dead bumping him, nigga, and now I'm on stage. He right there looking, watching, listening. bumping his shit to my shit, bumping his head to my shit. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm on some shit like I was just taking all that in at once. You feel me? And I ain't performing years. Like, you feel me? So it was like I was still trying to warm up and, you know, but everything happened. It was good. It was smooth.
Nice.
And you know, we just got a lot going on. Like, we got our clothing line about to drop, you know. That's actually going to drop next month too as well, you know.
That's the Kash Rules,
yeah,
same name?
Yeah,
okay, just for
Rules,
clarification,
you know?
too, so people.
We got a lot going on. We got, you know, tapping with Kim Ping Exotics, you know.
Any shows lined up right now for the future? I know you just did that one.
Yeah, we do. We actually got a couple of shows coming up. You feel me? I don't want to really put them out yet because they're in process of like, you know, openings or whatever. Yep. Right now, we just working on a couple of. We about to drop the EP. Then we have the Kash Rules 2 EP. We gonna come through the mixtape coming through right after our EP is dropped. We got a new artist too, a Kash Rules artist, a Duppy them. You feel me? Jungle, aka Jungle. You feel me?
Yeah, salute.
You know, we just working right now and then. You know, we got a couple of videos and things like that. We gonna, you know, start dropping. We just waiting at a certain time just for when things is right, you know, and everything's in order and everything's right. But I ain't gonna lie, we just trying to stay busy for the most part. And we got Third Eye Visions, you know, you could tap in with them. You feel me? They doing videos and everything and all that. You know, we got a lot going on. You know,
that's what's
it's
up.
A lot.
Stay
you know,
busy.
Sticks and he's like one of the, you know, he's the one who's been holding it down for Kash through these last, you know, couple years or whatnot, you know. Sticks DiBiase, tap in with him too. You feel me?
He got a couple videos out, freestyles about block. He all over the place.
Absolutely,
so
he
putting
got,
that
know,
work.
He putting Cambridge on his back right now, you know.
Yeah,
doing
salute the
his thing.
Sticks, man. And I like all the music that's coming out now, man. And I'm glad to see people doing it too on a level where it's like you said, you're in front of Jim Jones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that shit was bro. And then Freaky Zeke was there too.
Yeah.
It was a good. Freaky came up to me, was like, "Yo, what's good?" Dapped me up. I'm like, "Yo, he don't even know." Like,
what advice you got for somebody who trying to, you know, be where you at, man? I always say
trying
to be in front of their idol or something, man.
I always say this. This is the best way where you could be where we supposed to be. You just gotta think positive because I feel like, yo, you know they say the tongue is one thing. When you say things, you can manifest it. But even when you thinking shit, like if you thinking like you gonna be a billionaire, you're gonna be a billionaire. If you think that shit 7 days out the week for 365 days, you feel me? I'm telling you, it's gonna hit. Ain't no way you gonna just be thinking that and nothing. Nah,
and the opposite's true too. That's why you gotta stay away from those negative thoughts, man. And it happens, and it's like, what's something that you used when you do have a negative thought to kind of?
I channel it out. Channel it out. You know why? Because I always say like, you know those people who always make jokes and you know there's always truth in jokes, like how they really feel about you. I always listen to shit like that, and I always used to pay attention to shit like when somebody, or like say if you saying your whole dream or something, like you literally telling one of your people like, yo, I want to do this, and a nigga just shut your dream down. Or even a female just come through like, well, and rain on your parade. You like, damn, like you ain't even like.
They give you a million reasons why you can't do something when you just looking for one why you can't.
And I just want one, you feel me?
Nah, that's facts,
and
bro.
I'm just like, damn, all I'm saying is this, like, there ain't no support. That's all it takes, or support, all it takes is one button, ding, share. That's it. And I'm one of those. I applaud for people who don't applaud for me. You feel me? Because I'm. It's not even about being a hater. It's just my heart ain't that way. You feel me?
Right.
Like I'm different. Like I think that's what makes me different. You feel me? You gotta really violate me or do something to harm me for me to really come out of my shell. But other than that, my intentions is pure, bro. When I meet up with anybody, bro, it's all love. It's all good. Everything's always icy. I never come disrespectful. I always say respect could take you from here to Hong Kong.
Absolutely.
You feel me? Like respect could take you a long way.
Absolutely.
I done seen dudes who I was in prison with, all of them locked in with me when they came home. Reached out, yo, bro, I hit. You feel me? Because I was good money. Like I always tell people when I was in prison, one thing I forgot to tell you that stood out, and I told one of my bros this too, bro. And that's how I said, yo, that's why I'm blessed to have y'all type of niggas in my corner, bro. Because I was sitting down and I was watching one of the dudes. He never get commissary. He's never on the phone. He never get visits. None of that. And I'm like, damn, bro, be hurting. And he would come through and just be on something like, yo, bro, I could get a soup till such and such, or yo, you think your people could give me a 3? And I don't mind, you feel me? But you would feel bad for them. But you be like, wait, hold on though. Why you don't got no loved ones out there who at least got the phone on for you, bro, or even got commissary for you? Feel me? What? What was you doing out in the streets where nobody really want to be there for you, bro?
Burned a lot of bridges.
You burned a lot of bridges, bro. You feel me? You must have been a shitty person on the outside, bro. I really came to realization because I'm like, yo, bro, I done been on the phone with all my bros, the honchos, you feel me? Black, Sticks, Wiz, you feel me? A Duppy them, Jungle, you feel me? I've been on the phone with all of them, you feel me? Sometimes I ain't even got to ask, it's already sent, you feel me? And I was on something like, yo, I was grateful for that, you feel me? But it was just because that's how we was cut though.
Right.
One hand wash the other so we could wash our face, but it was always in a genuine pool. You get what I'm saying? Absolutely. So it was never like, that's what I said, I come different. Now these days when these dudes, these youngins and all that, or whatever you want to, like, you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about the youngins, right? Because, you know, some people might think the jail, the prison thing, all that's like a badge of honor when it's really not, man. It just means you was a bad criminal. You know what I'm saying? That the older you get, the more I'm ashamed of it, but not really ashamed to the point, like you said, there's no regrets. It made me who I am today. You know what I mean? But what would you say to these young kids that we say kind of really misguided? I feel like it's on us to guide them in the right direction.
Like I tell anybody this, you don't have to do it. Anything you do, people be going, you go to court or whatever, you get, you know, you get tried or whatever. But anything you do, that's because you wanted to do it.
Right.
Honestly, sometimes, you know, some people get into, you know, a rock and a hard place where they really ain't do shit. That's like one of the, you know, any situation now these days with a black American or anybody in urban society, you know. But just don't do it because it's diamonds and dirt. It's roses that grow out the concrete. You feel me? It's diamonds and dirt, bro. You don't have to be what your environment is, bro. But sometimes, you feel me, like you have the wrong, now I don't want to say upbringing, but you get the wrong direction. Some people don't direct you the right way, and then you just, you know what? My mom is single mom. You know what? I got to do this to help her out. You feel me? So now I'm in the streets, and now I'm doing this, and now I'm doing that just to make $1 so everybody can eat. I told you, my love language always been to make my people happy. Like, you know how good I used to feel like when I could bring juice, milk, eggs, bread, all that, tuna, everything for my mom to cook up something. Absolutely. You feel me? So things like that was like that. That's what really pushed me to be the man I am today. I always say you gotta take care of your family and you gotta stand on business, man. Yeah. You gotta stand. I ain't saying just to be, you know, a sucker out here. Nothing. And I'm not saying to be violent, but just you don't have to be with this. Right. Like I don't want to down talk drill rap because I like some drill rap. Like it's some certain songs I listen to. Yeah. I might bump it. You know what I mean? But that drill rap and shit, I'm telling you, that shit got the crime rate up. Right. That shit got the crime rate up, believe it or not.
And it's by design, you know.
And it's by design.
Not without getting into conspiracies or anything like that.
It's by design. Sometimes, like, you know, I listen to a lot of drill rappers, like, here and there, and I'll be listening to them, and then you hear them talk on interviews or some shit like that, and you be like, damn, nigga don't even sound like nothing like what you feel me? He sound like Pop Smoke. Yeah. He sound like Pop Smoke on the track. Now he sound like straight Kevin Hart when we talking. That shit is crazy, you feel me? So I just be like, you know what? But I don't, you know, I'm not here to do that, but I'm just like, you know, that really put the crime rate up. It was, the crime rate ain't never been as this high as it is right now, bro. Yeah. That shit been going up. All because of this drill music. But that's why I say I just stay out the way, stay in my own lane, and I just make music that I feel. All my music, I ain't gonna lie to you, all my music is like, I'm not a singer, but that's why I say I'm an artist. I'm not a rapper, you feel me? All my music is more like a melodic. Like I make, you know, I try to harmonize and whatnot. I've been doing the rap thing way back in the days. I know what that can get you. You feel me? You could get top 5 with rap, but if you got a good voice or a decent voice to where it's melodic, then you probably number 1. Yeah. Feel me? So I'm trying to hit the ball high. That's how I'm giving it up. You know.
I see big things coming your way to end the whole team. You know, the whole Cash Rules Entertainment. I see big things coming your way, and I appreciate.
And I tell everybody, I appreciate that too, bro. And I appreciate being here too, bro. Because one thing I could tell you, I really wanted to put out like a real note on like why everybody could really work together instead of always want to beef with each other. You feel me? Because now these days it just be like undergarment beef that niggas don't know about it, that you could just be like, yo, bro, well, I felt like this, or, you know, it could have been, you know what I mean? But, you know what I mean? Everybody, like you said, the pride. Yeah. Pride stand in. Some people pride from here to Hong Kong is too long. You feel me? So
Mass is small compared to New York. And it's like, we kind of do need everybody on the same page and helping each other and pushing each other. You know?
I ain't gonna lie, like when I first was in, when I first came out here, I'm gonna be honest with you, like I had to really get acquainted with Mass. Like I didn't know nothing about Mass. So once I came out here, I'm like, oh nah, this a whole different world out here. You feel me? But it still had that Boston spirit, like when I went downtown or wherever to the greatest bars and all that. You feel me? Like it got that Boston spirit. You feel me? And like ever since then, I'm gonna be real. Like one reason why I got a good feel of Mass was because one of my bros, rest in peace, name was Ken's. That's what this brand is actually after, Cash Rules. You know, and like he actually showed me a whole nother side of like having the time to be alive out here. But I'm telling you, like this when I really got acquainted with different bars, clubs. I was running into different people, getting in tune with different cultures. You know, the Irish, the Italians, everything. You feel me? I have what do they call that drink? The Irish pub.
The Irish car bomb or whatever.
Yeah, with the shot in it, and they drop the beer in it, you throw it back.
The Guinness and the Jaeger, whatever it is. Bro. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, man. That's why, rest in peace to my bro Ken's, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through, and I'm just going to say, like, any last words or something maybe you wanted to talk about you didn't get a chance to. Like, here's your time to kind of, open. The floor is yours.
Man, just stay tuned for the mixtape. Freddie's nephew, Third Eye Productions, Kingpin Exotics, we got the Cash Rules clothing coming soon, next month, and we got a couple of shows and videos about to drop. Just stay tuned for the marathon,
Where can people find you as far as social media? You got an Instagram?
You can type, my Instagram is Eezy_Brick, EEZY_Brick, BRICK.
Okay, cool.
And
Well, I appreciate you coming through.
Cash Rules, man. New year, new money.
You heard it right there from the guy, Eezy. I'm your host, B. Luke. Guys, it is what it is. What's next is what you make it. On that note, we out of here. Thanks again, bro. Ain't got a moment when they see you down this